Delusional Reddit mod just destroyed his life. Oh boy, look at that beautiful haircut. I'm not gonna lie, I wish he would just shave it all off. I think it would be just a million times better.
This Reddit mod just called Congress because he lost his job as a
called a Congress person. Dude, do I have to call my Congress person if I lose my job as a VTuber? Is that how it works?
Reddit mod. I have never seen a stereotype more true in my life.
Oh my god.
This guy's entire life revolves around being a Reddit mod, and he is doing his absolute best to destroy it. Because just within the span of a few weeks, this former Reddit mod went from getting kicked off his own community to, I guess, making phone calls to the US Congress like he's uncovering some sort of online conspiracy. And somehow this wasn't even a meltdown in his head. This was his mission to make people see what only he could see.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of
there's people who call in about their river being polluted or not having good enough drinking water, and this motherfucker is taking up a congressman's time to talk about how he lost his job as a Reddit mod. It's 2026 is kind of wild, I'm not gonna lie.
Reddit. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness. I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team.
So, if you spent any time watching live streams on whatever platform, chances are you've already came across the subreddit called r/livestreamfail. Usually, it just goes by LSF. It's been around for years and has grown into this kind of main hub on Reddit for everything related to streaming. For example, when something goes down on a stream, like a ban, a fight, a meltdown, LSF is usually where it surfaces first. And
it's just Twitter, but more moderated. You can find the same shit on Twitter. There's accounts that literally make their entire living off of people finding out about drama from them. It's not something that's a mind-blowing, necessary thing. Oh my god, they kicked me off the subreddit. Oh my god.
Where it gets amplified and then, spread on Twitter and then YouTube videos and so on and so on. So naturally, the people overseeing this, and especially the head moderator, ends up with a decent amount of influence. Since they're not just removing spam or enforcing the basic rules, but they're also in a position to somehow kind of shape what people end up seeing, what gains traction, and what quietly disappears before most people even notice it was posted. And that person...
They have a bias and then they say that they don't have a bias, which is just extremely funny to me.
Since late 2024 was a guy who goes by Stale2000, whose real name is Brian, but I guess
if you go on the VTuber subreddit and you say anything positive about me or Kirsche, people freak out and downvote you. Yeah, you're not even allowed to like me. Let alone say, oh, I agree with everything she says. No, they literally just say, oh, I like Alana's design. They're like, yeah, she's a fucking chud though. And then they just downvote it into oblivion. I've seen it happen so many times.
Has a secondary account called Tarot Card, which, we haven't covered anything here recently that ended badly that was in relation to tarot cards. Absolutely not. But it's safe to say this guy's run as a mod here has been quite controversial way before any of this happened. Because right when he got his position as head moderator back in September 2024, several other mods went public almost immediately, and they asked the community to move to a backup subreddit and accused Stale of refusing to step down after the whole team voted to remove him, essentially citing what they described as a pattern of power abuse. So when you're accused of power abuse, what do? Well, apparently his response was to kick the entire team and replace them with his own people.
What? Abuse your power. Yeah, wow, what a surprise.
Bro, that's straight out of the dictator handbook. And even a detailed document outlining his conduct was sent to Reddit's admins, though publicly, nothing really came of it. It didn't really take off and Stale stayed in place. Nowadays, there are two different subreddits running. Livestream Fail, which is, I guess, the original one, and then Livestream Fails with an S that never really managed to succeed. Then March 2025 rolls around and a new mod team comes in. And this one, the one he assembled after the first purge, I guess you could call it, they essentially start having the same issues with him. But this time, things got a lot more heated because the new team found evidence that one of the moderators that Stale had added, I guess someone who was described as a power mod because he was running like 200 subreddits at the same time.
How do you even feasibly do that? Like, what the fuck? I don't think I've even visited 200 subreddits in my entire fucking life. Like 100 maybe, like looked at, like not joined, but like looked at with my eyeballs, right? Because they all have unique like things about them. Are we serious? 200 mods. I mean, 200 subreddits that you mod for. Holy fuck, this guy's chair must smell so bad.
He had some very bad and inappropriate interactions with under 18s, allegedly. You know, I'm just trying to tiptoe around this without getting the video smited. That's at least my understanding of what happened. But when they brought it to Stale, according to their account, I
don't know why I'm acting surprised. You give anyone a modicum of power and they're probably gonna talk to fucking minors. Yeah, it's like a coin flip. Like, not everybody, obviously. Not everybody. There's, like, fucking pure people. But, like, it's just, like, it's so easy. Yeah. I see a minor on the internet, instantly ban out of my stream. Boom, boom. You talk to me, you're a minor. Boom, ban, blocked, blocked. It's just that easy. Why do you get tempted? Like, why?
Sat on it and did nothing. And I guess when they pressed him on why, he admitted that at least part of the reason was he was worried that if he removed this guy, it might put his own standing at risk. Apparently, this guy's priorities are completely mixed up. But the moderators eventually approached the power mod directly and got him to step down voluntarily. Stale, however, responded by thanking him on the way out and then firing the mod team for making a fuss about the whole thing. Excuse me, what? Yeah, that's just not someone you want on your moderating team. What do you mean making a fuss about it? So essentially, you have two complete separate groups of moderators who rallied against Stale, who now had the same fate. They just got deleted from the server because they had problems with them. So now we fast forward until early January 2026, and a new project starts, I guess, making noise online. And this is called $1 Million Fan. The idea is pretty simple. A bunch of content creators and their fans would compete head-to-head in a luxury mansion in Canada with an absolute enormous prize pool of $20 million. It was supposed to be developed for Prime Video with, you know, filming planned for November of 2026. And for scale, I mean, Mr. Beast's game show, which has also been produced and distributed by Prime, had a smaller prize. So right away, the numbers alone are massive. And a handful of streamers got behind it publicly.
And there's also drama behind it too, where it's like, oh yeah, they actually didn't get the money, or they only got like a little bit of it. Yeah, people have been fucked over by Mr. Beast, apparently.
On the top of r/livestream fail, a pin post appeared promoting it. And this was put there by Stale himself. And he said later that he'd reached out to the show's organizers on his own because he personally thought the project was interesting and wanted LSF to be a part of it, but still assured he wasn't paid to promote it. However, given the scale of the project, it was never going to stay contained to LSF. So once the pin post went up, $1 Million Fans started drawing attention outside of the subreddit. And when the broader internet caught wind of it, they began digging. And what they found was definitely not reassuring, to put it lightly, because the front page of their website contained a mansion photo that was an AI-generated stock image. The company behind the show had been incorporated through one of the cheapest registration services in British Columbia, and the listed address was right beside a falafel shop.
Best falafels in town! Okay.
So it just didn't make sense. Then on top of that, the domain itself was registered in Iceland. And then suddenly, other things started to change. The price amount had apparently shifted at some point. The main website said $20 million, but now suddenly it was $10 million. There was just a lot of things that didn't line up here. But an interesting find here was the fine print, because a section of the official rules appeared to have just been copy-pasted from Omaze, which used to be like this celebrity sweepstakes company that did like a whole bunch of like Lambo giveaways, and they just gave away everything. So it's like, why is this copy pasted from Omaze? And that company was shut down.
They either used AI or they just didn't give a fuck and used a template. That's really realistically the answer. The AI scraped it, like, oh yeah, AI, could you help me write this thing out? Okay. They just slam it out.
by the way, for a whole bunch of lawsuits. But the Culver City P.O. box used for copyright claims was the same one Omaze had listed. And the company's name in the document was written as $1 Million Fan Reality Show Incorporate. Actually, there was 2 incorporates. $1 Million Fan Reality Show 1 Incorporate. What? And they had one section which...
Wait, can you just put a 1 at the end and it becomes like a separate entity? That sounds kind of dumb.
Seemed like ChatGPT was drafting notes, which also included some like weird note to how to frame payment language and dispute with credit card processors. So it's like, what is this website? What's going on here? Whatever it is, it was very sloppy. We're using this comment for reference because that original website is no longer up. Well, the only sponsors anyone could identify were a handful of affiliate links, a supplement brand, and LSF itself. So that's interesting. But nobody could track down who was behind the whole thing or where the $20 million were actually coming from. So naturally, people started saying that this looked like a scam. And on Reddit, Stale started deleting those comments. So then...
So that makes you look extra guilty. Oh my god, this guy's a fucking dent head.
On January 13th, the $1 Million Fan website went offline without any warning or explanation. Within the same few days, though, every social media account associated with the project was either deleted or wiped clean. And at that point, Critical had already put out a video before the shutdown, calling the show suspicious and walking through the red flags. But once the site disappeared, he followed up, pointing out that everything about the collapse was consistent with what he described.
And it pertains to last night's video about the $20 million reality TV show called The $1 Million Fan Show. I speculated that it was a big scam, and a lot of Twitch streamers had been publicly put on the website. Some had even made announcements about their endorsement of the $1 Million Fan Show, and nothing about it seemed legitimate. But last night on stream, like 45 minutes after I posted the video, they took their website down. Then I was checking their other ancillary
for sure,
and all of that is removed. Then back on Reddit, the conversation had shifted almost entirely from the show to the mod who pinned it. So people were formally reporting Stale to Reddit's admin team, asking whether he had been compensated and arguing that using a moderator position to promote an outside project was a direct violation of Reddit's rules. So 2 days later, Reddit's Code of Conduct team concluded the investigation and removed Stale from the LSF mod team. And this wasn't only his main account, this was also his secondary account, which was Tarot Card, and apparently had a third account called the Positivity Patrol as well. All of them were removed. So I guess just after a year, his run on Livestream Fail was completely done. Now, this is where things start going downhill. Because on the same day he was removed, he uploaded a video to YouTube addressing Reddit's CEO, Steve Huffman, also known as Spez. And he, it's safe to say it went viral.
It was so good.
For all the wrong reasons.
I thought it was a parody.
This is a crazy video.
Hello, Spez. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness, and that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your...
The cadence, the editing, the script. Like, he wrote this down. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Platform. I became a Reddit moderator for one reason, and that is because I think that Reddit communities and correspondingly its moderators have massive power and influence, and for some reason nobody seems...
Guys, we're just like the people that wrote journalism, and like we're just like the journalists. Please take us seriously.
You notice
that's like saying like a streamer that has mods that like moderate a chat for them, they're extremely influential. Like they're up there with like, I don't fucking know, like famous authors because of what they're doing.
Care or take this seriously. To summarize, Reddit moderators should be treated like celebrities or influencers, not because they deserve respect or anything, but because they actually have real power and influence.
Again, I have never seen a stereotype more true than this. But for some reason, he also defended $1 Million Fan, saying there was no definitive evidence that it was a scam. And so he took a direct shot at Critical.
It will make people think that you got a bite out of that scam. Is he wearing lip gloss? His lips are very shiny. Dude, this must be like post-edited too, because his face is really clear too.
because they actually have real power and influence.
Again, I have never seen a stereotype more true than this. But for some reason, he also defended $1 Million Fan, saying there was no definitive evidence that it was a scam. And he took a direct shot at Critical for what he felt was irresponsible coverage. And after that, Stale and Critical had this like small back and forth with a couple of response videos. And it was one of those follow-ups that Stale actually made an argument that was slightly more interesting than his original one. Because here he pointed out that he'd been able to run Livestream Fail for over a year with what he described as near dictatorial control. And for the most part, nobody above him stepped in. And that's not a small admission because, you know, what he essentially was arguing was, if I had all of this unchecked power, imagine who else does.
If we're worried about bias, I can promise you that there are way bigger fish to fry, that I'm not sure that brand deals for community events is really the biggest danger out there.
There are no qualifications to be a Reddit mod.
You're right. Maybe because there are no such qualifications, this is why we're seeing all the—
That's why we should make university courses so that people can get qualified to become Reddit mods and shit. Flawless logic. Yeah, we need to start investing into Reddit moderation degrees. Yeah, and then by that proxy, you should also know how to moderate a Twitch chat as well. Dude, the more I say it, the more retarded it sounds. I am sinking into my chair. I am getting the most insane secondhand cringe. Guys, we need to start government investing into this. Yeah, Reddit University. Instead of body blocking university for Dead by Daylight, we gotta invest into Reddit University. I'm a Twitch bot. I need my $100,000 a year salary, of course. Have a master's degree in Reddit moderation.
problems that we see. Reddit is a $50 billion company that moderators have power over. Maybe not as much power as an overly invested, egotistical power mod as myself might like.
I think we should emphasize on improving people's upbringing in general. I think we need to get these people fucking jobs. I can honestly, like, okay, maybe you have a bad upbringing, but this guy has way too much free time on his hands. I couldn't imagine sitting down, editing this down, and like finding a background, probably editing out the dead space or the dead noise or whatever it's called when it's silent and he's like reading the script or like practicing, and then like going out of your way to fucking do this and posting it.
To believe, but power nonetheless. And most Reddit moderators are completely unqualified, biased, power hungry, and are doing a bad job. And Reddit isn't doing anything to fix it. Maybe it should.
But I guess what he didn't understand was that's what all of the mods previously were accusing him of doing. So it's kind of like, okay, you just proved our point, dude. And to be fair, I mean, Reddit has had recurring issues with moderator overreach for years now.
Yeah,
for
sure,
example,
of
just
course.
a couple of months before this whole situation, a single mod on the r/art subreddit locked the entire community after an artist posted about selling their own prints. And apparently they only reopened the subreddit after Reddit staff stepped in. So even though some of the points Dale was making could be true, I'm not sure he's the right messenger. And that's when he made things even worse, because he decided to call Congress. Like, literally. Dude, what are they gonna do? What? I guess the second he realized there was some sort of backlash and the videos maybe weren't landing the way he probably expected, he uploaded a video talking about the 4 levels of irony, which sounds a little bit like a pivot to me, but, you know, then a month later, he starts calling Congress. Again, what are they going to do? You are a Reddit mod. I mean, ex-Reddit mod.
Yes, we need to know this guy's opinion. This guy's vote, by the way, is the same as yours. Let that sink in. This guy doesn't have a job, which is fine. I don't know. I don't judge. I was in it once too, but the fact that he's investing all of his time into this dumb power tripping, like on subreddit type shit and getting like a boner every time he bans someone, and his vote like counts more than like a person who's just like, I don't know, maybe they don't have a job, they're down on their luck and they're just playing their favorite video game. That person, I don't know. I don't know. We have to start enforcing some sort of rule. Like if you have a Reddit account with over 100,000 karma, your vote doesn't like go through for like, maybe it doesn't go through, or I'll do you one better. It's like half a vote. Yeah, I don't know.
God, what is?
I can't vote. I'm a felon. I don't know,
Chris, have anything to do
I
with
don't know,
a Reddit
man.
mod. Like, if you want to be a Reddit mod so bad, just make your own subreddit. But in February, almost a whole
No, it's gotta be a popular one so that I can feel good about it and like write a resume.
Month after this video, Stale started posting a series of videos making phone calls to government officials. Now, to understand why that even happened, back in November, executives from Reddit, Twitch, Discord, and Steam had been called on the front of the House Oversight Committee for a closed-door session about extremist content on their platforms. Those sessions were transcribed, and the transcripts are supposed to be released to the public at some point. So Stale had decided to try to make that happen by himself.
Let's make the call.
The House Committee on Oversight and Government.
Hi, I'm calling back about getting some transcripts for an unreleased kind of event that happened. There was meetings with companies like Twitch and Discord, and were these ever released? This is about a couple months ago. Somebody told me to call back today.
So apparently,
I wish you could see my hands. My hands are on my head right now. I am sinking into my chair. I am becoming sludge. I'm not SmugAlana anymore. I'm SludgeAlana. I am becoming one with my chair. This is some fucking cringe.
Being removed from the subreddit, he convinced himself that the closed-door meeting transcripts might contain something significant, possibly discussions about the platform moderation that hadn't been made public yet. So he started treating them less like common government records and more like hidden evidence to help him make a case for himself somehow. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand his mission. But he called for 3 consecutive days, working his way through different staffers and officials each time, asking them to release what he was calling the Twitch and Reddit files. And at least by the 3rd day, someone—
It's not the FC files, it's the Twitch and Reddit files. This is his downfall. This is his, like, I don't know, like his Super Bowl, man. This is so serious.
Told him the committee was aware of his request, and we're looking into it.
Hi, I'm calling back to see about an update of something that I called about previously. Some meetings with internet companies like Twitch and Reddit, and I think people forgot to release the transcripts.
Forgot.
About the staff repeater.
Yep.
I believe.
Bro, this government worker gets paid, I don't know, $20 an hour. And then they have to listen to this guy. What the hell is a Twitch? What? What are you talking about? Huh?
And we got back with the team, and they're currently they are aware of that.
Huh?
So that's the update I have for you now, but they are aware.
Okay. Okay, so they are aware. Were they, just to ask, did they forget before, or like was it just like in the works, or is they just were
Oh, that's beautiful.
I don't have an answer for you, but they are aware.
Awesome.
So apparently contacting the government is pretty common, but in this context, it just made it kind of funny. So in the end, Stale's situation turned out to be multiple stories, which kind of overlap that I wanted to cover. You obviously have the $1 million fan side, which doesn't make sense whatsoever. You have the moderation history, and then finally you have all of his hypocrisy. But either way, the dude, I guess, just destroyed his dream life of being a Reddit mod because he was a little bit too power hungry.
No, like, people like this actually exist, man. There's drama every once in a while of VTubers and streamers that have to deal with people who just power trip to shit and back. The good thing about like making your own community like that and being authentic is that these mods will henpeck each other if they're going too far or like acting out of line. Would you rather have a Reddit mod son or a Discord kitten daughter? Oh my god, that's fucking tough. That's fucking tough. Oh my gosh, ouch. I thought you were gonna say racist son or Discord kitten e-daughter. I would have picked the son 100%, but Discord mod son or e-kitten? Oh man, like weighing my options. Discord kitten because she's not actually a whore, just LARPing as one. Yeah, but she's sending like pictures and oh my gosh, and like ooh-wooing in her voice chat, and then maybe like you catch her sometimes. Hello, princess. Oh my god. Okay, maybe I would maybe pick the fucking e-kitten. I don't know, man. I feel like Oh my god. No, that wouldn't happen. Like, I wouldn't... If I had kids, I wouldn't fucking raise them like that. My parents didn't raise me like that, motherfucker. What the fuck? It's the lesser of two evils. Is vasectomy an option? Is a 156-month-old abortion an option? Yeah. They both get the belt. Yeah, I would fucking get off the internet. You're banned off the internet. Type shit. 100%. Just fucking get off the fucking internet.